The greatest sin that you can act on in your own life is not doing what you want with it. What I mean by this is so many people have so much fear in the world and what's gonna, happen if they do try to do something with their lives. I'm here to tell you that risk is essential for what you need to do with your life. You have to live with those risks and pull and, process that so you can, understand that that's just part of life. And you have to have that fear factor where you're redefining your failures and understanding what that failure means is just um it's just an honestly think of it as maybe a mission or think of it as a game to say that's how I've been able to do it. A lot of people see life as something so hard and very unable to get out of, and yes, it is. Like, there's certain there's certain things, but your own personal life, that's what you have control of and what you can do with it. You can get out of your own personal failures. Now, other people's failures and other things like that, other worldly things, you have no control over. So that's something that's obviously different, but you have control of yourself, and don't give yourself a fucking excuse on why and why not. You can't do it. Everyone has a fear of something, and then they try to maybe give value to that fear and say, "Oh, well, it's fine. I'll do it another time." But that's not true. A lot of the times. A lot of the times, maybe you will do another time, but it's not going to be what you wanted, what you really wanted. I'm gonna give you a real life example. I wanted to be an actor when I was younger, and I was so I would do it. I would, sometimes I even do it not like sometimes I'd just be playing around, but that's just me now. And before I was young and I wanted it. I was so happy. I was so I was like, oh, I'm gonna be an actor, like in a direct something of that nature, and you know, it turned into wanting to be something different. Like wanting to be whatever my parents and certain people said that would be the best making job, like stuff like that. Your parents don't tell you that you can be a YouTuber. You can't be, certain things in life. And that gives you a sense of realism to say, but what the fuck is that realism to this digital world? What is real? What can you define as real? Give me an example of what you think is real. Yes, we see these things, but who's to say that any other, like, it's just a theoretical thing. Of course we see the world and we're acting in it, and you have to play accord to that. But you how are you gonna let another human, another man-made thing, like, you know what I mean? That's what I see it as, a man-made object. A lot of the things that we've cultivated and created, it's our man-made, like, our things. Um, a lot of stuff in the world. I mean, there's a lot of poisons and stuff like that. I mean, natural poisons, but I mean, literal medicinal stuff like that. I mean, it didn't have any effect on. I mean, that I know of. I'm not sure, but that I know of, that those natural things in the world, they weren't harmful to certain things unless it was a poison, or certain objects, colorful, medicinal plant that actually just kills you because it's purple, and you shouldn't have those type of plants. But that's just getting on and rambling. But you have to build your confidence in your self-worth. You have to understand that these fears and all these things that are happening to you, that's just a part of the process. That's just a part of your fear factor. That's a part of your fear factor. You have to understand. And I'm gonna give you a real life example now. My YouTube channel. That's a prime example of what I'm accomplishing and I'm doing right now. I was scared to talk about what happened to me. I was sexually assaulted, and I mean, I'll be frank about it now. I was younger, and I wasn't able to talk. I wasn't able to express myself because I was so scared, and having that fear factor of, like, is it my fault? Like, certain things. And I just want to, I'm saying this naturally. It tormented me in my past, but I want to be as natural as possible, like, or at least seem, as natural as possible, so you can, understand what I'm trying to say and try to help you guys. And you have to have a commitment to what you're doing, commitment to everything that you try to do with your life. And you have to break your beliefs, literally break the beliefs that you're given in your life. A lot of people try to take away what you like think in your life. They're like, no, you're bullshit. You can't think like that. Think like this. We see it with, our children and stuff like that. Of course, a lot of kids don't, they're untamed, like, to say. It sounds wrong. It sounds rude, but, a lot of children, when they're younger, they're untamed, so they need to be cultivated into, having manners and stuff like that. And now what I'm trying to say by this is, we cultivate them in a way that we have, you know, that's our belief system. That's our belief system, and that's how they end up being. Um, and that's good nor bad. You can see, obviously I see it as good because our social society, we have to have some type of manners and mannerism so we can try to provide a service. But then what about everything else? A lot of the times we're just try to turn into a manufactured item almost, a robot. And a lot of people are. There are a lot. a lot of people hear this and still do the same things, you know, and it's just for the people, the 1% that actually want to do something with their lives that are listening. A lot of people will listen and say, yes, I'm trying, but they don't try, like, and that's nothing against them. It's just, that's just their own brain, you know, it's their brain fighting against them. It's nothing that I, like, personally, there's nothing I can do at that point. But if you're listening and you want to try, then try to do the things that you thought you couldn't do. Try, literally, you'll fail and keep on going, bro. I started getting like what, 10, 20 views when I first started YouTube, and now I'm getting decent amount. I mean, it's not great, but I'm gonna get there. You know what I mean? It's just an eventual process, and you have to understand that this is a process. What I'm doing right now, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also trying to build and you know, connectivity, talk to other people, and understand other things. It's all a part of the process. You have to understand that this process is set in stone for you to fulfill your life's destiny. You know, understand that this is just a, you know, see it as a game. That's how I do it. See it as something that you can, an objective. See it as something that you have set in stone, that you created for yourself. And what you have to do is create your own image. You have to create your own self-image. Be cocky, you know, be a little cocky in your own, you know, in your brain. Don't be a dick to everyone else, but be cocky in your own brain. No, you know, start saying, I know I am. I know I'm gonna do this. I know like, and what I do, I've been using words, you know, I know I'm gonna be a good, you know, I know I'm gonna have these followers. I know I'm gonna have subscribers. I know I'm gonna be able to connect to these people. I know I'm gonna be able to create and maybe make content that helps people. You know, I know I'm going to make content that helps people. It's just certain ideologies like that that cultivate and, you know, form a brain like spasm. You know, it starts, it changes. It's a literal chemical reaction in your brain that changes what you do. You can be seen as crazy by the friends that you were with, you know, but then 8 years later down the line, when you cultivate a new friend group, then boom, now you're just happy, you know. And not to say happy, like, there's gonna be things you have to find creative opportunities. You have to find creative opportunities to, you know, create the things that you want to do, create those, you know, connections with people. That's all you have to do, connect with other people. It's our lives, guys. It's our lives. We are all in this together, you know what I mean? And I didn't start seeing like that. You know, I saw that, like, me being a solo person in this, you know, vast world of all these other people that are just trying to compete. And yes, it's a competition, and it's terrible, like, you know, but you have to be strong minded. You can be emotional sometimes, just like I am. You know what I mean? I'm able to create videos and be, you know, certain, you know, statures, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna do it right. You know what I mean? And in my sense, right. A lot of people won't see what you do right. You know, they'll see it as something bullshit. You know what I mean? And what you have to do is just implicate those haters. You know, fucking multiply them. You know what I mean? Multiply those haters, because then on the alternate side of it, you probably have somewhat of an audience. And it started off like with, you know, TikTok. You see a lot of, you know, viral sensations now, like, to say, you know, Speed's clone, the white dude, the Speed, like, I don't even know what the fuck his name is, but that dude, he got hella hate, and, you know, later down the line, he cultivated his own creation and created his own personality. So who is he really? You don't really know, because it's just what you want to be shown. You know, you don't know me, I don't know you, but I'm still talking in positive ways that maybe help you with your life, but I could also still be a terrible person. You know what I mean? But that doesn't take away from the part that did matter for you, and you have to understand that. Take the part that did matter for you and magnify that 100. Take all that negativity, fuck all that negativity. Keep on going what you're doing. You know what I mean? And that's all you have to do with that. And becoming a more resilient and adaptable person. With my life, I've been moving around for so much. I became such, you know, resilient at that age. That's just what happened with me. That's not for everyone, but I moved around so much. Yeah, I didn't have a friend group or anything, so I just had to almost, you know, I had to be resilient. I had to change. I had to adapt to certain areas of life. You know what I mean? And it sounds weird and it sounds fake, but it's not. You know, it's part of your brain and understanding. Um, a lot of times, you know, you flip sides with your friends, like, right away. Like, you know, you have a different friend group, and that's just, you know, that's what I mean. That's type of example I'm trying to create. Understand that there's groups of things that you have to, you know, you have to handle right in accord. Be yourself, but also understand that there's certain aspects in life that you have to say, you have to be more aware of, and be resilient in that matter, because a lot of people will hate you and you're gonna still have to be with them, you know, but be resilient in it. Be resilient in that and keep on going. Keep on going whatever the fuck you want to do, bro, because you will do it. Girl, guy, it doesn't matter. There's no fucking block that's telling you you can't. It's only you. It's only you that's saying that. You know what I mean? And of course there's gonna be haters saying you can't, but, like, let's be honest, you know, deep down it's yourself telling you that you can't. That's actually, you know, determines whether you can or not. And that's what I, you know, that's what I learned. That's what I learned, is it's all about you. If you see all of this YouTube channel, like, you know what I mean? You see all of this as bullshit. You tell me it to my face. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's because I see it as something beautiful. I see it as something that I can create and talk to people with. It's connectivity, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter about the haters to say. You just have to understand that you have something that you want to do with your life, and you have a reason. You have a reason why. You have to create that reason, you know? A lot of the reasons that I do is for, family and stuff like that. I have, big, pillars behind my back, I almost feel like. That I have a reason. And that's not, everyone doesn't have to have a reason to say like that, some vast dramatic example of why they're doing something. But you have that dramatic. You can create it in your brain. Create that fucking, people create stories when they don't even have one. Create your own fucking story in your brain. If you really think that you don't have bullshit to work for, create the own fucking story in your brain so you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Create whatever you want in your brain so you can process that and then adapt and, do what you want. That's literally all it is. It's as simple as that. And you have to achieve your own personal satisfaction in what you're doing. So what do you like doing? When I was younger, like I said, I wanted to be an actor and stuff like that. That's what I like doing. I like creating. I like talking to people. So that's what I want to do. I didn't like doing other things that I said I wanted to do. You always have that fucking to say like stemmed answer that when someone asks you like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" Blah 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 blah. You just say bullshit. That's not everyone, of course. Some people actually have certain things. Uh, I feel like somewhat I'm 50-50. I was like it really just depended, but now I'm like, I'm gonna be who I am. And you have to understand that. Be who you are. But like also, you'll question who you are at that point. You'll question who you are, and it's just it's a understanding, it's a growth. Keep on doing, even if you don't know. You might look stupid from other people's point of view, but you're learning. That's how everyone is. Every YouTuber that's grown, they say just keep on understanding and making videos so you can get that audience or at least an understanding on what that audience likes and adapt. Adapt to what you know and what other people will like. Um, you have to set a positive example for others. You can't be a dick. Why are you being so rude to other people just because you have a goal and you want to, you know, be all isolated in your own thing? Don't be rude to other people just because you think you're better than them. I've done this a lot. It's terrible, and I've done it a lot too because I think, a lot of people we have that sense where like, oh, they couldn't understand me. They couldn't do it. Like, you know what I mean? They couldn't be in my shoes, but you couldn't be in their shoes either. And it takes a lot of fucking moral, understanding and high ground to be like, you know what? Maybe it is wrong thinking like that, and I need to stop. So you do. You have to stop doing those certain things that are just, you have to break those generational cycles of thinking. You have to break those certain aspects that you've been taught with your life, family, certain things like that. You've been taught so much stuff in your life that it just creates a almost an invisible, mana in your brain to say that it's just a reinforced ideology. And that's what I mean. A lot of people, talk with their family members and gather that data, and then they create their own image of reality. And a lot of people have that set reality for the rest of their lives. And that's something that you can't change, you know what I mean, until you try to talk and communicate. How can you talk without, repetition? A lot of people don't want to listen, so they don't have repetition, and that fucks everything up. You have to have repetition. How do you expect to learn something if you do it once a week? If you just do it once at all, like you just do it once or twice, or you do it like 7 days for 1 week. Like that's not gonna. Sure, you like I'm not gonna say don't put your mind to something you can't achieve it, and like because I literally think that you could achieve anything in one fucking day. I literally think you could. You know what I mean? I think I could too, bro. I think I could literally make a video that would be so viral in one day that it's just that gets me out of whatever. You know what I mean? And it's just that ideology that you have to have in your brain. It sounds fucking crazy, but it's literally true. So much people in our Hollywood and stuff like that, they're literally so driven by what they want, and a lot of people are driven by greed and stuff like that. A lot of people in Hollywood and certain things like that, they're driven by greed, and that's a terrible thing. Take greed away from this. Don't do what you want for money. Do what you want for yourself. You know what I mean? And of course, a lot of people will say, I mean, I'm gonna do it for money because I know money will give me like, you know what I mean? Okay, sure, whatever, fair play. It's all your life, And don't have to listen to me. Don't have to listen to this video. Do what you want, but also understand what I'm saying and maybe try to get a, unbiased, synopsis of it. Understand what I'm trying to say and, explain it. You have to encourage your growth mindset. You have to encourage that you're growing. You're a growing individual no matter how old you are. I understand that. Understand that. You could be 40, 50, 60 and growing. That doesn't matter. I'm 17. You could maybe have learned something from me. And it's just because our brains are so compact in their own ways of thinking that doesn't really think outside of the box. Think of it like AI. A lot of AI, you give it a command and then boom, it gives you that. It gives you what you told it, but then it forgot about, oh, but what about this variable? What about that variable? You have to think about it. You know what I mean? Think about those scenarios and encourage that growth mindset. Encourage that, maybe that video isn't doing well right now, but maybe it just didn't reach the target audience right now. And if people are hating on your video, think of it as them not being their target audience. Okay, don't like my videos, don't watch them, please, because I don't want you to be my target audience. I don't want you to be around my content if you don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't want you to watch it if you don't like it. And you have to define what you want clearly. And I've said that before. Define what you want. Define what you want. Define what you want. Okay? That's all you have to do. Define what you want. Those steps will literally give you everything you want. Like, in summary, taking risks and acting on your own desires is all you're gonna, acting on what you want, acting on what you need and what you want with this life is all you need. All you need is that. Literally all you need. You know, push past your fears, challenge your self doubt, and actively pursue what matters to you. Set yourself on a path for growth. That's all you need. That sounded so chat GPT. It was actually. I have a thing right here. Uh, the summary I had to read it. I low key didn't really. I don't like summaries. I more of just say things. Like, I don't really use like this. I somewhat have these, but like I don't really use it. The summaries I'm so terrible at because like I just summarized everything. So if you didn't get it, then I don't know. But I know a lot of people do like summaries. But just use that risk and define what you want with life, guys. And that's all I wanted to do with the video. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything, just let me know. My Instagram's Little Manny. My Lou Eman123 at gmail.com is my email. If you have any business questions or something, reach out to me, guys. I just really have so many curiosity things that are unanswered, and I hope you guys ask questions too. Please ask questions. Bye.